Hey everyone. So today, let's talk anxiety, panic. For those of you that know my story, I have been dealing with extreme panic and anxiety for a couple years now. And it actually got me to the point where I became a complete hermit. Like, I didn't even want to leave my house. And I tried medication, and it literally made me bedridden. I had no desire for anything. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to be in bed. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to shower. I didn't want to do nothing. And I guess medication is for some and not for others. Now, what I'm going to share with this video is not advising anybody to not do medication or get off their medication or anything like that. I am just going to share with you my journey and just my perception of how I viewed anxiety and panic. So, when I got diagnosed with this, I decided that there had to be almost like a reasoning, like there had to be an understanding of why it got to the level that it did. Growing up, I was always a nervous child, and I was always afraid of doing something wrong, acting a certain way, not being liked, and all of that. And that's why it led me into just like certain lifestyle patterns that definitely were toxic. So when I got diagnosed with this, I ended up connecting with a beautiful woman, and she had introduced me to Reiki. Now, I heard of Reiki before, never done it before. So I would say after the third maybe session, this is going back so many years, I had an out-of-body experience. And when I remember that when I was out of my body, I actually felt comfortable. I've heard of other people, when they have an out-of-body experience, kind of freaks them out and whatever. But to me, it was almost like it felt like home. So that had brought me on to a spiritual type journey. And I ended up working with so many different types of people and doing so many different types of healing modalities. And I'm going to honestly say I do not regret any of it. It brought me so much awareness within myself that I was able to grow to who I am right now. But what I did realize is that being on a spiritual journey, I was trying to fit into, I don't even know how to word this, I'm just going to allow what comes to me, but it was almost like I was trying to fit into that class or that group. And, a lot of people would say that, spirituality is not a religion and, it's whatever, however you want to explain it. And I'm not here to say that it is, but there are guidelines to follow. Now, my whole point of why I'm mentioning all of this is when I was told, or when I first started doing therapy for my anxiety and my panic, and I'm using the term my for a reason, but my panic and my anxiety through the medical aspect, where it was government type of people that are taught and stuff like that, they would always say that anxiety was all in your mind. And a lot of people that I connected with like friends or whatever, would say the same thing. Oh my God, like there's nothing to worry about. It's all in your head and this and that. The truth is, and some of you may not agree with this and some of you may agree with this, but the truth is, it is in your head. But your physical sensations are real. What you are physically feeling is real. And because you're not used to physically feeling that way, it will trigger your mind to think something is wrong. For example, I'm laughing at this. I can laugh at myself, okay? So if I'm laughing at myself about dealing with panic and anxiety, please do not take it that I am not laughing at anybody dealing with this, because trust me, I've dealt with it for years. I know how it is to be in such a fear state of mind where you are just so scared. I went to the hospital, if I was lucky, at least once a month to get checked out, because I was constantly thinking there was something wrong with me. And every time I got checked out, I kept on telling myself that, no, the doctors didn't understand. They're missing something. I had CT scans, MRI. I had everything done. And what I realized is, if you do not have a support system backing you up through this journey, it's going to take time. And it's going to take a lot of effort within yourself to figure it out. I have been blessed with people coming in and out of my life. But I have to say that no matter how much guidance or how much advice somebody can give me, it is only up to me to make the move. So when it came to 2020, I told myself that this was my year. I knew this was going to be my year, and I knew that things were going to change because of how much I had evolved. The past year, 2 years have been really crazy with just people that I truly love have passed. My mother decided to walk out on us, and, you know, she had her reasons, but that just piled up on the panic and the anxiety because I was told I was going to be a failure, and I was told I was never going to amount to anything. So to have your own mother walk out on you makes you think you're not good enough. To not have a support system that stands by you makes you think you're not good enough. And then you have the abandonment and all of this. So when it comes to a spiritual path or a spiritual journey, if anybody is interested, I'm honestly telling you, if you're going to go on that type of path, you have to be prepared for this shit. And I'm going to use that term because it is the amount of shit that surfaces for you to become aware of, for you to heal and evolve from. So now to go back to the whole anxiety and panic, I believe, like I said, this is just my perception of it, and I'm sharing it with you because, you know, it might bring some type of awareness for yourself. But to me, this panic and this anxiety, this, not mine, because I have realized it is not mine. I feel it, I experience it, but it is not mine. I do not own it. It is not who I am. By rephrasing how you experience it, words are power, okay? Just gonna say this, words are power. If you hear my cat meowing, don't mind her. She's trying to come in, but she'll be a lot louder if she was in here. But your words are power, and your words and your choice of words plants seeds within your head. So when it comes to the anxiety and the panic and feeling the physical sensations, everybody that I connect with connects differently. With me, the sensations I would feel that irritates me, and even to this day, I'm still struggling with it because it was a seed I planted subconsciously. I didn't know I was doing it because I was so overwhelmed with fear. I kept on thinking something was wrong, something was wrong, something was wrong. And if you keep on repeating the same thing over and over and over and over, you're going to end up believing it. So I still struggle with balance. That was my number one thing that irritated me with a panic and anxiety disorder. The fact that I struggle to walk, it's weird. It's like you're completely drunk, but you're not. And because of me dealing with this issue, it's a difficulty that I deal with on a daily basis. And it's also a struggle for me to go out a lot of the time and to even drive. And let me tell you, that is the number one thing that I totally miss, is just being able to jump in a car and leave. But this is my journey. And I honestly believe now, to how much I have evolved and how much I am aware, to who I was before is not somebody I was proud of. And to be quite honest, I feel that if I did not get diagnosed to the extreme of how, okay, I'm going to word this and don't mind the language, I guess. I don't want anybody to get offended, but I'm just going to be real. If I was not planted on my ass, I wouldn't be who I am right now. So it was like I had to deal with the panic and the anxiety to the extreme that it planted me on my ass, where I did not even leave my house for years, because it made me do so much inner work that I needed to do for myself. And I feel that if I did not go through that, you know, as much as I felt during the process, I felt like it was a curse. Now being at the level that I'm at, and I'm not at 100%. I'm never going to be at 100%. And I'm okay with that, because as much as I keep working on myself, I'm learning something new about myself, and I keep on growing. And that's what I want. That to me is this purpose for myself of my life, because through my experiences and through everything that I've been through in my life, I have been able to empower and inspire so many people. And that was my calling. But in order for me to actually be that for others, I had to go through it. Because I always believe that if I can't resonate, is that the term I'm looking for? I can't resonate with somebody. It's not familiar. If somebody comes to me with like an issue or anything like that, that I haven't experienced, I don't know how to give the advice. I can bullshit my way through it, but that's not me. And when it comes to me working with people, I'm real. I'm going to share with you, like, I'm an open book. And I'm going to share with you exactly what I felt. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I always felt that, you know, I wouldn't be able to express myself or share anything because I was afraid of what people would think. You know, dealing with the panic disorder that I had and being a hermit, I lost a lot of people in my life, friends, family, whoever, because I was not able to leave my house without having a panic attack. And I'm not offended by it. You know, when it first happened, I was. People are abandoning me. What did I do wrong? Why am I not good enough? But the truth is, I know I am good enough. And that's people's choices. And to think back, because I journaled so much through this journey, to think back of how I would react if I was an outsider looking in type of thing. I wouldn't have had patience for myself. So I'm blessed, like, for as long as people stuck around for as long as they did, I'm blessed. But this journey, and anybody, I would assume any type of like mental illness, you honestly, when you have nobody around to talk to be of support or help you through it, you can become your worst enemy. And through that process, though, I can honestly say was the biggest growth I've been through. I always had a fear of being alone, and I'm still working through certain things around that, but I've grown so much. So for anybody that's going through anxiety or panic, I know how difficult it can be, but think of why you're going through this. It's going to make you stronger. I promise you that. And even though you're going through a rough time or a rough patch or a rough year, it doesn't matter. It's going to get better, but you gotta put in the work. I'm learning now how to deal with a racing heart and the lightheadedness with working out. That was something I wanted to do. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, in order for you to break free, from this, you seriously got to put in the work. And even though it's scary, and even though it can make you freak out and think that you're dying or think that there's something wrong, you're not. It's just a physical sensation. That's your mind is telling you lies. And I know a lot of people that deal with this are watching this, if you're still watching this, and saying it's easier said than done. Trust me, I've seen so many videos where people talk about how, they've overcome it and this and that. And, I would sit there and be like, oh my God, no, trust me, they didn't have it like how bad I had it. I've been there. And I'm not fully recovered. I would never imagine doing videos like this. This is totally out of my element. But you know what? This is what I want. I want to inspire and I want to empower people that have been through similar traumas. So I love you. I'm proud of you. Because to even watch this video is being out of your element. You're listening to someone else express about their anxiety and their panic while you're going through your own. You're not alone. And please, by all means, if you do feel alone, reach out to me on one of my social media outlets. I may not respond right away. I will do whatever I can to help you get resources because I know what it feels like to be completely alone. So today was about panic and anxiety, and it was time I shared my story. I love you guys.